Hello everyone, I'm Pavesh from SPJ School of Global Management. Together with me is Dr. Kumar, Professor of IT. To introduce Dr. Kumar, what was the inspiration behind your research?
Thank you, Pavesh, for this opportunity. So today we are going to talk about this topic called digital leadership. The research is based on that. And if you can look at the last 3 years of COVID-19 pandemic, you will see that a lot of enterprises actually depend on digital technologies for business continuity, for enhancing customer experience, as well as building competitive advantage. So the increasing awareness of this digital transformation actually now putting a spotlight on leadership. The reason being, if you look at Asia Pacific, quite a number of digital transformation projects are failing, not fully achieving the desired outcomes that we want. So we need to look at traditional leadership practices in Asia Pacific and see how we can actually transform these practices in order to be successful as a digital enterprise.
Thank you, Dr. Kumar. That was very interesting. How was this research conducted across the Asia Pacific region?
Thanks, Pavesh. Again, glad that you find this interesting. So we did this research across Asia Pacific by having a series of CXO forums. Actually, these were face-to-face events that we had across Sydney, Singapore, Dubai, and Mumbai. So we used this opportunity to meet the leaders across Asia Pacific, understand the state of digital transformation, and what are some of the barriers that they face in terms of accelerating this transformation. So that was the first part. In the second part, what we did was actually to collect secondary data as well as look at the literature, and then based on the research model that we developed, we conducted the analysis and we come up with the findings, which is now published in this A-rated journal called Australasian Journal of Information System, based out of Australia.
What are the key findings on the organizational barriers for building a digital enterprise in Asia Pacific?
So that's a good question, Pavesh. So when we met all the leaders across Asia Pacific, what we found was digital transformation cannot be a one-time initiative or a one-time project. So enterprises across Asia Pacific need to run transformation over a period of years, and they face several challenges such as lack of clear digital vision, a lack of innovative thinking across the business units, cultural resistance to change, organizational silos, and also legacy processes.
So it probably requires strong leadership to overcome these barriers. From your research, what are some key leadership attributes for high-performing digital leaders?
So when it comes to leadership attributes, it's very important for us to identify those attributes. In fact, they're one of the key focus of our research. So the very first attribute that we need to have as a leader is actually the ability to clearly articulate a digital vision for your company or enterprise. Right? So this means you have to dream big, be innovative in terms of your thinking, in terms of your ideas. You also need to be risk-taking in order to really look at areas where we are not gone so far. You also need to live with ambiguity. You also need to be very agile. You also need to encourage your employees to take on more innovation. Now, a lot of the innovation also cannot happen just within the enterprise. So you also should be open to working with partners outside your enterprise. So ability to partner with partners outside enterprise is also a key attribute to be a good digital leader.
Can you expand on the strategic priorities that these leaders should focus on? And why are they so important?
All right. So in terms of strategic priorities, the very first thing is the leaders need to really focus on accurately sensing the environment, the shift in the customer behavior, the technology trends, the competitive landscape. All right. As you know, over the last 3 years of COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of customers are preferring digital platform, for example. So an enterprise need to really focus on really understanding what the customer needs in terms of engaging them digitally. If you look at the ongoing war around the world, you can see that there's a big imbalance between supply and demand in terms of goods and services. So as an enterprise, you need to focus a lot more in terms of infusing technology into the supply chain management. Now, if you look at the employees, a focus area could be actually evolving a hybrid work model. The reason being, during the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of employees were working from home. Now, of course, the COVID is behind us, but it's a great opportunity for company to cut costs and also enhance employee satisfaction and productivity. So a leader has to focus on evolving a hybrid work model for the enterprise. So these are some examples of strategic priorities for a good digital leader.
The leaders also need to focus on innovation while balancing these strategic priorities. Could you share some insight on this with examples?
Yes, it's very important to balance strategic priorities with innovation. Especially being a digital leader, you got to drive the organization towards your digital vision. So the very first thing you should do in terms of focus areas of innovation would be to really diversify your business model by, for example, adopting new platforms like e-commerce platform, for example, to reach out to the new market, engage your customer better. Enterprises could also do a lot more innovation in the areas such as data analytics and artificial intelligence. For example, how do you use these technologies to improve decision making? How do you use these technologies to understand the customer better? And if you look at the research and development across Asia Pacific, it has been confined to few research and development or R&D labs. I think there's a great opportunity for enterprises to undertake a lot more innovation by really using new technologies such as 3D printing, digital twin, so that you can do a rapid prototyping and thereby testing that prototype with the user community and thereby actually accelerating your product development. So there's a great opportunity out there in terms of accelerating innovation. Of course, we can work with the employees to generate innovative ideas. You can appoint digital champion. You can also work with partners outside your enterprise to take these ideas beyond your lab to the market.
There are concerns when it comes to cybersecurity and ethics as enterprises accelerate their digital transformation. What is the role of leaders when it comes to this?
Yep, cybersecurity is a very important area. Ethical use of data is another important area. So what we find in our research is that this has become a critical part of leadership. So a leader has to be completely accountable for cybersecurity and ethical use of data in an enterprise. You cannot pass it to the IT department, for example. So in order to do that, firstly, the leader should be aware of what are the cybersecurity risks for the organization. You should be aware of the relevant rules and regulations. You should be willing to put in place the right digital governance practices so that you're able to collaborate across divisions, you're able to work from home without compromising your data, for example. A leader should also be very clearly understanding what is your online reputation across your social media platform. And if there's anything that you need to change in order to ensure that your social media comments are taken care of, for example. So these are some examples of areas where a leader has to focus a lot more compared to the past.
Okay, Doctor, with all this information now, how do you think your research will impact enterprises both globally and within the Asia Pacific region? Do you think there are steps organizations can take immediately?
Thank you, Pavish. So if you look at the impact of the research, firstly, this is the pioneering research in terms of identifying the right leadership attributes and the right practices to build a digital enterprise in Asia Pacific. So the research model that you have developed is not only useful to Asia Pacific, it's also useful for the whole world. Of course, they can further customize depending on the territory they want to focus on. Now, from a practice point of view, essentially it's a call to action for enterprises in terms of ensuring that you hire the right leader or you nurture the right young leadership team with the right kind of attributes, and we have identified those attributes. Secondly, is a call to action to the leaders who are already leading the enterprises, to ensure that they really focus a lot more on the strategic priority that we talked about earlier. For example, accurately sensing the environment, to making sure that you understand the shift in the customers, technology trend and supply chain partnership, and also identifying the areas of innovation. Now, a call to action also to the business schools in particular, because there's a great opportunity out there for business schools to partner with industry in terms of cultivating the right leadership, in terms of coming up with the right leadership practices. So in order to do that, firstly you need to enhance the curriculum in the areas such as business model innovation, customer experience design. So these are some just examples of refinement that you need to go through the curriculum. But beyond the curriculum, I think industry could further collaborate with the business schools to really undertake more projects and internship in the area of enterprise transformation. So when you actually groom the students, such as yourself, you're grooming them to be a catalyst for change and digital leader for the future workplace.